All right, we're back. Is my hair all right? Anyhow, I was rudely interrupted by monumental world and national events, which we won't speak about, but I thought I'd continue my story about why I really became a psychologist. And I figure I'll go for broke here because I'm probably going to wind up in a concentration camp soon anyway, the way things are going. So why not tell my story while I still have a chance? Let's see. Where we left off, our brave hero was merely 5 years old and obsessed with the album Tommy by The Who. Well, I guarantee you I won't keep going at this slow pace. We will jump forward now to age, 12 or so, whereupon I was in a school for smart kids in New York City and reading books about psychedelic chemicals with great interest. And then, when I was 13, my family moved for reasons I won't get into to a different region from New York to the Washington, D.C. area. And I didn't really want to move. I liked my school for smart kids. I wanted to stay there. And so I became despondent and found a group of friends who were, I guess, maybe similarly dejected or upset about reality. And hey, guess what? They also used recreational chemicals. And my chance came along. And, well, of course I took it, being at the sagely age of 13, a wise consultant to myself, and promptly began experimenting with said interesting and exotic chemicals. Well, within about, 6 months, I had tampered with the chemistry of the old noodle a number of times, and felt that the results were really spectacular. Was very, very impressed and very pleased with myself, I must add. I would say to myself things like, well, I'm not abusing substances. I'm experimenting, you see. I'm a researcher. And I would read Timothy Leary and this fellow named John C. Lilly and all this highbrow stuff. Aldous Huxley, The Doors of Perception. Ooh. And then one day, in October of 1984, I believe it was, there was one experiment too many, or so it seemed. And, well, I didn't like the outcome of that one because things got a little hairy. Specifically, we ended up with a naked 14-year-old guy with lots of hair running, screaming his lungs out down the suburban quasi-street-like constructions of Fairfax, Virginia, until he was apprehended by authorities and placed in their custody until his parents came to pick him up. And the rest, as they say, is history. Well, why was said 14-year-old running down the street buck naked, as one of the fine police officers put it? And by the way, no politics intended here, but they were very responsible, gentle, as gentle as they could be, and kind to this very ravingly psychotic, drug-addled 14-year-old who was quite tall, maybe 5'9", something like that, and large, looking much older than his biological age, and presumed to have consumed Well, another chemical that was fashionable at the time that was considered extremely dangerous, rather than the one that indeed I am circumlocuting at this very moment so as not to specify precisely which chemical had been consumed. But in any case, why was he so distressed? Well, you see, the universe did not exist anymore, and neither did he. Nothing existed. And nothing, the worst part though, was that nothing ever had existed. Nothing ever had existed. Well, that was kind of a tough thing tough conclusion to reach at age 14, and to reach it in a kind of definitive, very emotionally charged way. And so, naturally one removes all one's clothing and runs out of the building one is in, declaiming to the world through extremely loud, terrified shrieks and screams of various sorts, and apparently babbling in some randomly sounding Germanic language or something like that. Maybe it was Hebrew, who knows. Again, that's hence why I'm going to end up in a concentration camp too. But anyway, that's a natural reaction. And so as reality gradually kind of pieced itself back together, as it will when the metabolism breaks down psychedelic chemicals, I regained the ability to function normally, but was left with this terrible philosophical problem, which was, does anything exist? Because I was really sure that nothing did, except now it seems like it does, and actually I still have to go to school. So how do you, how do I do this? Because it looks like I still have to do this, even though there isn't anything here, I think, or I thought. And how does all that work? Stay tuned for the next exciting episode of Before They Haul Me Off and Cage Me. Let's hear what this Joe Rhinewine thing is all about, if we want, or just move on and watch some Oprah or something.